नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी. Today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 7th chapter, 6th verse. Let me share my screen. Here. Please repeat after me. Anarthopashamam sakshat
अनर्थोपशमं साक्षात्
bhakti yogam adhokshaje
भक्ति योगम अजोक्षजे
lokasya ajanato vidvams
लोकस्य अजानतो विद्वांस
चक्रे सात्वता संहितम्.
चक्रे सात्वता संहितम्
अनर्थोपशमं साक्षात्
अनर्थोपशमो साक्षात्
भक्ति योगम अधोक्षजे
भक्ति योगम अजोक्षजे
लोकस्य अजानतो विद्वांस
लोकस्य अजानतो विद्वांस
चक्रे सात्वता संहिताम्.
चक्रे सात्वता संहिताम्
अनर्थो उपशमं साक्षात्
अनर्थोपशमनं साक्षात्
भक्ति योगम अधोक्षजे
भक्ति योगम अजोक्षजे
लोकस्य अजानतो विद्वांस
लोकस्य अजानतो विद्वांस
चक्रे सात्वता संहिता.
चक्रे सात्वता संहिताम्.
Synonyms: anartha, things which are superfluous; upashamam, mitigation; sakshat, directly; bhakti yogam, that linking process of devotional service; adhokshaje, unto the transcendence; lokasya, of the general mass of men; ajanato, those who are unaware of; vidva, the supreme learned; chakre, compiled; satvata, in relation with supreme truth; samhitam, Vedic literature. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki ichai. The material miseries of the living entity, which are superfluous to him, can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. But the mass of people do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasadeva compiled this Vedic literature, which is in relation to the supreme truth. Purport: Srila Vyasadeva saw the all perfect personality of Godhead. This statement suggests that the complete unit of the personality of Godhead includes his parts and parcels also. He saw, therefore, his different energies, namely the internal energy, the marginal energy, and the external energy. He also saw his different plenary portion and parts of the plenary portions, namely his different incarnations also. And he specifically observed the unwanted miseries of the conditioned soul who are bewildered by the external energy. And at last, he saw the remedial measure for the conditioned soul, namely the process of devotional service. It is great transcendental science and begins with the process of hearing and chanting the name, fame, glories, etc. of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Revival of the dormant affection or love of Godhead does not depend on the mechanical system of hearing and chanting, but it solely and wholly depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord. When the Lord is fully satisfied with the sincere efforts of the devotee, he may endow him with his loving transcendental service. But even with the prescribed forms of hearing and chanting, there is at once mitigation of the superfluous and unwanted miseries of material existence. Such mitigation of material affection does not wait for development of transcendental knowledge. Rather, knowledge is depending on devotional service for the ultimate realization of the truth. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you again. All the devotees are joining for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today we are discussing first chapter, first canto, 7th chapter and 6th verse. So this verse again, it is very important verse. This and next verse also. These two verses are very different, very important and special verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. So why did Vasudev compile Srimad Bhagavatam? So what is the purpose of this Bhagavatam? So this verse explains actually what is the reason for compiling Bhagavatam. So that is very special, right? So in simple word, so although Vasudeva was fully learned, but seeing the different people in this material world suffering of suffering or ignorant in this world, so hence he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, so to directly destroy the anarthas. So by developing pure devotions service to actually Adokshaja, who is the Krishna. So this is what actual, in 2 line summary. So Vasudeva was so compassionate about the people in the material world, how they are ignorant. So they are completely ignorant in this material world. How can we uplift? How can we give? How can we bring them up to the spiritual path, the devotion process? So because of compassionate, she actually wrote this Bhagavatam so that people can understand, read the scripture and come into the devotion process to understand the pure bhakti towards Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So and this verse is actually so special. Why I said this? So anartho upashamam sakshad. So anartha means, so we all know that artha means actually there should be a meaning, so something meaningful value. So what are the arthas and the anarthas? The opposite negation is anarthas, right? So anartha means something doesn't have any value, so meaningless material desires and all the hankerings and allurements and longings, right? These are all anarthas. It's not only one meaning for anarthas. There are so many things we can discuss about anarthas. So it is not only just only material desires. So it includes so many things. So opposite to artha means actually so something which is meaningful. So we know that. So some example is arthas is actually purusharthas, right? So purusharthas has at least something, it has meaningful thing, right? Purusharthas are dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right? So they are so naturally it's a little meaningful. So dharma, like you need to do some natural religious activities, and then economic development, arthas, and then kama, some desires to fulfill our desires, and then moksha. Fourth one is moksha. Moksha is actually escape from the sufferings. So these are the 4 purusharthas, but these 4 purusharthas are not our ultimate goal, right? So pancha purushartha is actually our ultimate goal. What is pancha purushartha? 5th one, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Which these 4 purusharthas will not satisfy our soul. Actually this is all 5th one is actually which is really so satisfy our soul, which is 5th one is Krishna Prema. So we should not, our ultimate goal is not like liberation. The 4th one is liberation, right? Mukti. So it is not our goal. It is not our ultimate goal. So liberation, we are all thinking that okay, we need to liberate from this material world. It is not. So it is not that is not our Krishna consciousness is not our ultimate goal of liberation, mukti from or escape from this suffering. So it is kind of in the jail. So I need to escape from this jail. I need to escape from this jail. When you escape from this jail, again we'll go back to that jail only. So our aim is actually 5th one, Pancha Purushartha, that is Krishna Prema. We need to hankering for the love of Krishna. So how to attain the Krishna Prema? That is our ultimate goal. So Pancha Purushartha. So and then coming back to anarthas. Anarthas is just opposite, right? Opposite, which doesn't have any value at all, right? So that could be meaningless material desires that we have, and hankerings and all other things that we have in this material world. That are the anarthas. So, and then meaningless qualities that we have, right? Which are like bad qualities, lust, anger, greed, and materialism. So all of them are like anarthas. So here they are telling anarthopashamam sakshat bhakti yogam adokshaje. Who is adokshaja here? Adokshaja means actually is Krishna. So aksha means actually eyes. Akshaja means actually, so the from through eyes or from the sense objects, from the sense object we can acquire, from senses we can acquire some knowledge through the by seeing, by hearing and all, right? So that is that akshaja. Akshaja means through our senses we can acquire some knowledge, right? By seeing something we can acquire knowledge, by hearing and all, right? That is what akshaja. Adhokshaja means, so akshaja means which is something our with our eyes and other, sense objects. Adhokshaja means which is actually beyond our sense objects, sense organs. So it is completely beyond with this matter. Who is that beyond with this matter? That is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Right? Beyond our imagination, beyond our perception, beyond our senses. That is what Adhokshaja. So how can we mitigate this anarthas? Anartho upashamam sakshad. How can we mitigate with this? With these anarthas that we have? Through bhakti yogam adhokshaje. Through the devotion process. So to whom? To Adhokshaja, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So through the devotion process, we can get rid of or mitigate these anarthas that we have, like bad qualities, material desires, material hankerings, so many things we have in us, so that we can get rid of all anarthas. So through the devotion process, this is the only one process. There is no other process. We have other process. So why is telling here sakshat? Anartha upasham sakshat. Sakshat means what? Direct process. See, bhakti yoga is the direct process. There is no middleman here. There is no third person. So you do. If it is Purna Prakash is doing devotion process, you will get the Krishna Prema. If Narayan Prabhuji is doing devotion process, he will also get the same level of Krishna Prema. So whoever do, it's the science, right? Krishna consciousness or devotion process is the science. Whoever do, they will get the same result, right? So that is what direct process. There is no middle person. So if somebody is doing, just I am seeing, I will not get any devotion. I will not get bhakti. So you have to do yourself. Then only you will get the devotion. So that is what direct process. There is no third person involved here, right? So what is the direct process? Bhakti yoga. There are so many indirect processes also there to get the prema and all. But that's all very temporary, right? So it is not complete process. We have karma yoga, dhyana yoga, and then ashtanga yoga, right? Gnana yoga. These are all the indirect process. They are actually not direct process also. They are indirect. So for example, karma yoga, if you do, so you can do it for only your selfish purpose, and also sakama karma yoga is there also, but still that is not permanent. You will not get permanent bhakti. But gnana yoga, so it will suppress your desires. When you get the knowledge, scripture knowledge, you will get so much knowledge, but it may suppress your actually all the material hankering desires, but that will not take you to bhakti 100%. So what about ashtanga yoga, dhyana yoga? So that is actually temporary. So when you are doing sitting, meditating on the Lord, and all do ashtanga yoga, dhyana yoga, so yes, you will take into that trance mode and samadhi and all other things, but that is all temporary. When you come out from there, again you will start with the material anchorings and other things. So that is again temporary. These are the indirect process. So what is the direct process? Sakshat bhakti yogam adokshaje. One who do the direct devotion process unto the Supreme Lord, which will mitigate all our anarthas. That is what the direct process, sakshat, right? So we'll see what are the different miseries that we have, fundamental miseries are like, birth, death, disease, and old age, right? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. These are the fundamental miseries that we have. Nobody can escape from this material miseries, these miseries, but it's possible only through bhakti. Only through bhakti. We can escape from the cycle of birth and death. So that is how what we are talking about, liberation and then Krishna prema. So through the devotion process, yes, you can get rid of all these basic fundamental miseries and janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Otherwise, what will happen? So otherwise, a brahma bhuvana loka punaravartino arjuna. So we'll get the pious activities, we will go upper lokas, and then again, so punyakshine vishanti. So again, we lose our all punyas, and then we'll come back again in this material world, and then again you do all the karmic activities, and then we'll go back up, down, wherever, and then come back and we'll do. So it's all like punaravartino arjuna. So it's Krishna is telling, right? So that is, so through bhakti yoga only we can get rid of this four main fundamental miseries. And also we have internal miseries as well, like our mind is the biggest enemy, right? So we are sitting in Bhagavatam class and we are thinking something else. Okay, my family is there, family is I need to go to job, I need to do, my boss is asking something to complete this today. So we are thinking so much, we are sitting some in the Bhagavatam class or in a Bhagavad Gita class or some other class, right? So mind is actually biggest enemy for us. So anxiety is too much for us, right? So we'll think about more on fear on future. What will happen for my job? What will happen to my retirement? What will happen to my sons? What will happen to my family? Always fear of future. You will not think about current. Okay, what will happen in the future? What if I lose the job? How can I maintain my family, right? So all anxieties, that is what internal, the mind will be actually biggest enemy of from this. And then depression sometimes, right? We'll go into loneliness. Even though we are surrounded by many people, right? Families, extended families, we have so many people, still we are feeling emptiness. More connections, more association will not give enough. Even if it is very less people surrounding you, very few people are surrounding you, if they are really real people, if they are really real connections, so then we can get rid of this all depressions, loneliness. That is what, right? We need to associate with the devotees, Vaishnavas. And we should associate with the Bhagavatam. Read every day, so you will feel definitely happy, and then you will not feel like loneliness and depression. And main thing is anger and frustration, which is again another internal misery, right? When we get an anger, when do we get anger? Anybody? What is the reason for anger?
When Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji, when we'll have attachment to material objects, desire to material objects.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, two things. When you attach to, thanks Prabhu Hare Krishna. So two things. Attachment is the one which actually make you angry when you lost that one. So for example, you bought a very very nice car, right? So 100K car. So and then some scratch happens for that car. So and then you will get angry like anything, right? So that you attach to that car. Yes, attachment is the one major thing. Second one is, I could say this is the major thing for the anger, which is expectation. So we all expecting office something, in the home. So we are always expecting with our children. So okay, our kids should be like this. You should behave like this. You should go like this. You should grow like this. Always expectation with our spouse. Always expectation. So my wife should do this like this. Should do like this. And whenever we go to association also. Yeah, that devotee should behave like this. That Prabhuji should say Hare Krishna to me. Always expectation. You go to office also, anywhere you just think that. So with this expectation, if you don't meet this expectation, somebody, if they are not giving respect, then you'll get angry. Oh, this person is not giving me. He's not saying Hare Krishna to me. Right? So yesterday, Sunday, Patitapam Prabhuji, His Holiness Patitapam Prabhuji was telling about, right? So always expecting the things. When you don't have any expectation, there is no anger at all. That is the Shanti, peace. Just think that there is no expectation from your spouse, from your children, from your surroundings, from your association. There is no expectation. Then how it will be there? You will be happiest person in the world. So that leads to anger, right? Kama krodho bhijayate, right? In Bhagavad Gita it says. So anger, lust, it all leads to your anger. So that's how you should not expect. So many things, yes, of course, expectation should be there. All your expectation should turn towards to Krishna. So all your desires should actually deviate to Supreme Lord Krishna's service, right? So a man has a house, a job, family, everything he has, but he cannot sleep at night because of all these miseries inside, anxieties inside. So problem outside looks like very good, but inside he has lot of anxieties, lot of miseries. So these anarthas are actually unwanted habits. This doesn't have any value. That's why in the starting I told, right? Anarthas doesn't have any value. Arthas has value, but this one doesn't have value. So lust, anger, greed, envy, these are the four mainly, anarthas. So we need to get rid of them. How to get rid of them? So through Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yogam Adokshade. So that is the direct process of devotion process. When you take a shelter of Supreme Lord Krishna, so they will be completely mitigate or get rid of these anarthas. Srila Prabhupada says actually this sentence. So who took the shelter of Supreme Lord? So you'll be get rid of all anarthas. So as I said, our other indirect process are like karma kanda process, karma yoga process, dana yoga process, and yoga dhyana yoga and all. They'll give temporary, but it's not permanent to take to you complete 100% pure devotion process. So how? So example, the difference between direct and indirect bhakti yoga and all other yogas, right? So if you have fever, there will be medicine like, what is that? The medicine will have that Tylenol or whatever we get it, right? So it will lower the temperature. If you have 100, 105 temperature, so if you have one tablet, one Tylenol, citizen, whatever it is, so it will lower the temperature, which is actually very temporary. Again, you need to take another tablet to lower your pressure. If you have pain, body pain, you will take one tablet, and then it will be work for 5 hours, 6 hours, right? And then again, you need to take another one. So that's how it works. It's a temporary. Same other direct process, other indirect process also same thing. When you sit for dhyana, so yes, you can concentrate on yama, niyama, asana, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Yes, you can do. But when you come out from there, no. But what is the direct cure for the fever? Antibiotics. Antibiotics which inject direct to the blood. So that will directly kills the infection. That is the root cause for the fever. It is not like tablet if you take, yes, temporarily it will. So Bhakti Yoga is actually a direct root cause to mitigate these anarthas, right? So Prabhupada, that's the reason he says. So everyone should take the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that they can get rid of all this. So this completely, this anarthas will be removed from the root, right? So that is, Sakshad again I told you, right? Which is immediate and direct effect of the devotion process. And then, so this Bhakti Yoga is actually, it purifies oneself. And even maybe the person may be perfectly renounced person, or he may be a Sanskrit scholar, is Acharya or Sanskrit scholar. He knows everything, not Acharyas. If the person who knows all the scriptures, doesn't matter. You have to take this devotion process and then purify yourself. If you have all the knowledge, scripture knowledge, no useful. Unless you apply that in your life. Even same thing, right? So even child touch the fire, definitely it will burn. Fire doesn't know that whether he is actually child, is adult, is a man or woman. even child also get burned. Same thing Bhakti Yoga, as I said, right? Science. Even though Ajit Prabhu do the devotion process, he will also get same benefit. Even Purna Prakash will do that. There is no difference. Only thing is, we have to do pure devotion process. We have to follow the scriptures. So this sometimes even in Srimad Bhagavatam explains actually, pusti, kshudapayo, anugasham. Three things happens simultaneously when person engaged in eating, right? So one person is sitting and eating, bite by bite, bite by bite. So three things simultaneously will happen. What are those? Tushti, pushti, and shudhapaya. So satisfaction. Tushti means pleasure or satisfaction. And then second thing is nourishment. Will nourish. When you are hungry, so much hungry, and started eating, you feel that the nourishment, right? Will get energy slowly, bite by bite, right? And then third one is relief from hunger. A person is engaged in eating, so you will get three things simultaneously. What is that? Satisfaction, nourishment, and relief from hunger, right? So at the same time, when you took shelter, one person took a shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead, three things simultaneously happens. Which are those? First one is devotion. Second one is direct experience of the Supreme Lord. Third one is detachment. These three things automatically happens simultaneously when the person is actually took a shelter of Supreme Person. Bhakti, Pareshanubhava, Viraktir. Devotion and direct experience of Lord, and the Virukti. Virukti means detachment. Right? So Bhakti and Tushti is which are same. Satisfaction, right? So Bhakti means devotion. When you get into devotion, you will get so much bliss, so much happy. You will so satisfied. You don't need anything at all. If you are really in pure devotion, you don't need anything at all from this material world. So much you will be in ecstasy mode. Tushti also same thing. When person is eating, first one is satisfaction. How much he satisfied is, actually he will not even think what is going on in the surrounding. When he was hungry and eating, so he was completely involved in eating bite by bite, bite by bite. He will be satisfied so much. Same like bhakti. Right? Virukti also, last one, third one is also same thing. Virukti, detachment, right? When you do devotion. In eating also, Kshudhapayo. So relief from hunger. And here, detachment from this material world. So that's both are like Prabhupada actually combined, comparing these two. So you will be detached completely when you are in devotion process. That is automatically will happen. You don't have to strive for this detachment actually. If you are going through devotion process, automatically you will be detached. Similar way, when you are eating prasadam, food, third thing what will happen? Kshudhapayo. You will be actually relieved from hunger. Yes, of course, hunger will be gone away. Right? So, this is how bhakti process is. Bhakti process is so important. So, we need to get another thing is lust, and then Krishna Prema always we are talking about, right? So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita explains Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Atmendriya Priti Vancha Dhare Bali Kama Krishnendriya Priti Icha Dhare Prema Nama. So what is the difference between Kama and Prema? So Kama means actually, so Atmendriya Priti Vancha. So who actually work for striving to self-satisfied, for the self-satisfaction. So that is what actually Kama. So who works for satisfaction to Krishna? Krishnendriya Priti Icha Dhare Prema Nama. So that is what actually Prema. So that is the difference. So one who works for self, one who works for Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord Krishna. That is the difference between Krishna and Prema and Kama. Right? Last line in the sloka was actually, so let me check. Lokasya ajanato vidvams. Lokasya ajanato, but lokasya means actually the worldly people doesn't know that. Ajanato doesn't know that. So how to get rid of these material miseries? What they'll do, they'll go beyond, okay, money will solve this anxiety. Money will my education will solve my suffering, and then this technology will solve all this my future fears. So they'll think that all this will solve my all the anxieties and all other sufferings and anarthas. No, they will not solve. This technology will actually, you will push into more anxiety, more problem, more suffering actually. People doesn't know that how to get rid of, how to mitigate these anarthas. In general, people, lokasya janato, they don't know. So bhakti process. So but Vidvamsa, who is actually supreme scholar, actually who knows these worldly people, and then so they are Chakre Satvata Samhitam. Vidvamsa, who is Vedavas, actually he wrote, he compiled Satvata Samhitam. Samhitam means Bhagavatam, which is actually book literature. Satvata means which is relation to actually transcendental, which is related to transcend, absolute. So he wrote this transcendental literature, which is Bhagavatam. So Vedavyas, for the people, those in the general, to understand the scripture and understand and continue the devotion service. So yeah, 7:2. I'll stop here. Yeah, like if you have any questions, please. Reflections, anything, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. You have explained different yogas. So Krishna mentioned to perform the karma yoga, right? Like what exactly it is and how we need to take it to the bhakti yoga.
Yeah, these are the different steps to reach to bhakti yoga. Karma yoga means, for example, you are doing a job, you are going for work for 8 hours or whatever, right? Through that karma, you need to just um, uh, try to get the supreme lord. So, for example, you're working, going for job, and then you just share some result. What is the result of the job? Is you will get some money. So you will share that money, some percentage, to the Lord. So in that way you can do karma yoga. So whatever you do, the karma means what? It's a work, right? So through that you can attain the Lord. So but that is again the step, initial step to bhakti yoga. Again we need to come to at the end bhakti yoga only. So it's like taking instead of going elevator, you are going by steps. So bhakti yoga is the direct steps.
Yeah. So the follow-up question, Prabhuji. Like in the karma yoga, if you're deeply involved, you will get it into like, we need to do more, we need to do more, and we never come back to the bhakti yoga. So how we need to make sure that like we are in line with the bhakti yoga and the karma yoga, because like we will have a lot of pressure on the karma yoga, but how we can step backward and go to the bhakti yoga? What is the best process?
So through bhakti yoga, through karma yoga, so we need to reach Prabhuji. So actually, it is a step process, right? When you are karma yoga, you need to understand slowly what is actually how to attain the Lord, and then you need to go for next actual gnana yoga. You need to understand the scripture, what is actually written in the scriptures, to understand how to attain the Lord, and then so there is a step by step process we need to through. If you are just doing only karma yoga, so it is not enough. So, Rakshana Prabhuji, Gopikan Prabhuji, you can add.
Yeah, so yoga means connection. When you connect your work with Krishna, that is called karma yoga. When you connect your work with Gnana, means that is Gnana yoga. When you connect your Ashtanga yoga, when you connect your meditation or whatever that dhyana to the Krishna is, that is Ashtanga yoga. If you connect everything and you are doing only for the service of Krishna, that is Bhakti yoga. So these are all like a different type of connections. But like you want to connect two sticks. You can connect with some rope. You can put some tape, some gorilla tape, or you can put some Fevicol and nail. What is the strongest connection? The strongest connection is which will never break. So if you put Fevicol and nail, it is strongest connection. So Bhakti Yoga is strongest connection. The other connections, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, are weak connections. Connection is there, but weak connections. It may fall off. How to balance or how to move forward Karma Yoga to the next step means Karma Yoga or any work, the work whatever we are doing, we cannot say that 100% Karma Yoga. We are doing only a little bit for Krishna, remaining we are doing for sense gratification. So, how to balance this Karma Yoga, all this process? Our Acharyas gave three steps process. I mean, we need to divide the day into 3 parts: 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. 8 hours for livelihood, morning 9 to 5. 8 hours is for livelihood. You need to go for work or a business or whatever the profession that you have. To keep this body and soul together, you need to work something. And 8 hours for body maintenance. You need to sleep and you need to eat and you need to take bath. That is for 8 hours. 8 hours for spirit nourishment, the soul nourishment. Morning 4 hours, evening 4 hours. You need to spend your time in the service of Krishna to understand more and to nourish more. So in that way, if you are able to balance this formula 8, 8, 8, slowly, we'll understand, and then we can easily come out of the attachment to the work. Slowly we can attach to the Krishna. Of course, we have to work, there is no doubt, but we need to balance it out. We are here to understand who we are and what is the purpose of life. How can we go back to Godhead? That is the main purpose. Not the purpose, okay, I need to work more, I need to become a prime minister or a big businessman or big director or something. That is not the primary goal. Without hindering your bhakti, without hindering your thing, if you are getting any position or any money or anything, accept and move forward. But that should not disturb our bhakti and our ultimate goal. Okay, so there are 2 goals we have. One is permanent goal, Sanatana Dharma. That means we are part and parcel of Krishna, we need to fulfill. And there are sub goals. Based upon your age, based upon your situation, there will be some temporary goals. When you are childhood, you need to study well. When you are grahastha, you need to take care of family. When you are old age, you need to take care of your health, all these things. These are all sub goals. These are all not ultimate goals. Ultimate goal is Sanatana Dharma. We need to keep in that mind and we need to take all necessary actions to make that Sanatana Dharma or that connection to be strong and strong.
Okay.
Huh? Okay. Any other questions, comments, reflections? Okay. If there are no questions, thank you very much for joining wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam class today. Let's thank His Grace Purna Prakash Gaura Prabhu by chanting 3 times Hari Bol for giving a nice Bhagavatam class. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Let's offer our prayers to Lord Narasimha for the protection of our congregation and as well as entire world. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Vishnam Bhadram Mutyur Namamyaham. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Vishnam Bhadram Mutyur Namamyaham. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Vishnam Bhadram Mutyur Namamyaham. Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. There is a lot of snow outside. Be careful. I hope you are all situated in a safe place. Power, heater, water, everything is available. If you are suffering or if you are stuck with anything, please bring into our attention. We will try to make you comfortable, accommodate in one of our homes. Stay safe, walk safe, drive safe. With that, we'll conclude. We wish you a very, very happy Krishna conscious day ahead. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय। अमल पुराणम श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि। I hope you all registered for Gita Nagari spring break. If not, take couple of minutes and register for that. It's like a battery recharge. We can go and relax for a day in Gita Nagari and come back. I'm going to post that information again in the groups. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna. Extract.